What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. Thanks for pressing play. Joining me today, we are talking about manifestation. So excited to talk about this. It's a super cool topic. It's something that I know all of us want to learn how to master. It's something I am currently learning how to master, and it's something that I have actually done in the past 3 months of the year. And this year has been totally about, it's been a huge spiritual journey for me. That is kind of what I'm labeling 2024 in retrospect, because normally, I read a lot of books that are about self-development or personal development and business and all that. And for whatever reason this year, I think it's because I've had a lot of time to really reflect because I'm not working full time. I decided that it was time to delve into spirituality a little bit more, because I've always known that, or felt in my heart, that there is something greater that we can plug into, just a spiritual presence. I don't necessarily believe in one God. If you do, that's great. I believe that everybody's entitled to believe whatever the hell they want. But my journey has led me to believe that there is not just one God. There are many spirits, and there are, people that have lived many, many lives. And, anyway, that's a topic for another day. But suffice it to say, there is a source energy, and we plug into this thing. We are all a part of this interconnected web of energy. And so my thoughts on this were actually confirmed by reading a couple of books this year. One, The Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins, super duper interesting. And the other, Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And Joe Dispenza leans heavily into the practice of meditation, which for me was timely because I had already kind of been on this meditation journey and getting into the habit of doing it. Now granted, it was only for 5 minutes a day, but now after reading Joe Dispenza's book, I have now upped it to like 20 minutes a day. And this will all come into play as we start to get into the steps of how to manifest what you want in your life. So if you have not read either of these books, I would highly recommend picking up one or both. I will leave the information in the show notes. So, but moving on to real life examples of how I have used this and how I have seen that this works, the steps that I'm about to talk about. So we have been in the process of trying to sell an investment property. As some of my close friends know, it's kind of been a thorn in our side. This property we bought back in 2021. We meant to flip it. And the market just decided to change right as we put it on the market. Everything was hot. And, people are waiving inspections and all this kind of thing and appraisal and blah, 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 just to get into a house. And we missed the timing of the market by literally a matter of like 1 or 2 weeks. So me being the smart, intelligent, woman that I am, I figured out a way to make it work. I decided to turn it into an Airbnb property instead, which has kept us afloat. But quite frankly, I've just grown tired of it and I want to downsize. It's a larger property. But I've been having issues, but now the market is super slow. So, what is a girl to do? And, I was feeling pretty down on myself because this real estate thing was something that I really, truly felt in my heart is something that I want to do. And it just was feeling throughout this year like the chips were kind of stacked against me. I have a property that we're developing in the mountains that's been so slow and, not moving at the pace that I wanted to. But does life ever really move at the pace you want it to? That's, again, a topic for another day. But so I'm sitting here kind of, the house is on the market. It's just kind of sitting there. And then the minute we put it on, it books up for the summer. So then I can't show it. We're having all these kind of quote unquote issues. And as the summer starts to wind down, I say to myself, well, I want to get an offer. I'm going to have an offer on the table in September, right after Labor Day. And we're going to be closing in October. Well, sure enough, we got an offer in September and the paperwork came through with a closing date of October 14th or 15th, something of that nature. But I didn't like the offer. So I wasn't getting a good feeling from the people that were submitting the offer. So I turned it down. In my arrogance, I turned it down. But literally, because of the fact that I've been practicing these steps, I am positive that that is why that particular scenario manifested itself in exactly the way that I said that it would. I declared it and I owned it, and then it became a reality. But again, in my arrogance, I turned it down because I thought I knew better than the universe. Ha ha ha. Very funny. Nice try, Trey, but no, you don't. Girl, sit back. So moving on. So now I have to come up with, the slow season. How am I going to figure out how to cover the bills during the slow season for this Airbnb property? And, I don't know. I honestly don't know how. It literally feels like magic to me, but I was able to manifest almost $40,000 just by the power of sitting down and meditating about it and asking the universe to bring me a solution. Because what ended up happening was we got, a large insurance check that we'd been waiting on for 6 months. Now, am I supposed to be using it on the Airbnb? No. But with the imminent sale of the Airbnb now happening this month on the 30th, I felt like I was taking a safe bet. But so that was a check for like $8,000. Then I got I got paperwork in the mail about a week after that, thinking that it was, because it was a thick stack of papers. I thought that it was from my ex-husband because we've been kind of rehashing our divorce and child custody arrangements and all that fun stuff. So I get this pack of papers in the mail. I open it up and it says that I have a relative who has left me $25,000. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. So in the course of just 2 weeks, I manifested all that. There was another check that came from somewhere. I can't remember what. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Suffice it to say, I've been manifesting all this money. And then I sat down and I said, I want to close on the house before the end of the year. I want to have an offer on the table and we're going to sell this house before the end of the year. And sure enough, right after Thanksgiving, we got an offer and we are set to close. December 30th. What do you know? Right before the turn of the new year. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. And a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just a coincidence. But I have been at this for the past 6 months. And I know that through experimentation, because all this was to me was an experiment. I sat down with myself and I said, if I do these things, will I be able to manifest what I want? Well, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. And what do you know? I have manifested everything that I literally set out to manifest through the sheer power of my mind, and also taking some aligned action, but through the power of my mind. So what are these steps, Trey, that you're talking about? Please, for the love of God, share them, because we're dying to know. How did you do this? So as hard as it sounds, the very, very, very first step that you have to take is you have to start with meditation and connecting to source energy. It sucks, okay? At first, it sucks because nobody likes to sit down and be still and in the quiet with their own thoughts. And it's like, you got the monkey brain rattling around. But if you don't start there, you will not have a clear channel with which to send out your radio signal to the universe and say, hey, universe, I know you want to give me all the things that I want because, I'm a deserving spirit and all that. It's going to be clouded by all this other, backlog of energy and thoughts and day-to-day shit that you have going on in your head. So first things first, you have got to clear the space and clear your mind so that you can clearly articulate what it is you want. Okay, so that's first. Start with meditation. And I started literally with 5 minutes a day. And that's it. I started with 5 minutes. And from there, I would, and from my meditation, it wasn't always necessarily just sitting there being quiet. I would kind of start the meditation with, and for me, it's about connecting again to source. And what do I mean by that? I mean source energy, which is the energy that the all-knowing, ever-present, universal energy that spans time and space. So there is no time, there is no space. It is just an infinite network, almost like a computer network of energy that knows all things and can sense all things and resonates with truth. So this is the thing, and I always equate it to Avatar, when they like take their little braid and they stick it into that horse looking alien thing, and you see their eyes kind of open up wide. That's what I'm talking about, because that's the feeling that I get every time I connect to source, because I literally say out loud in a whisper. I don't say it like super loud, but in a whisper, like, spirit guides of the highest truth and compassion, I seek to connect with your energy, your wisdom, and your truth today. And boom, I can feel it right now, even as I just said that. And you just feel like this little tingles like through it could be your spine, your head. I don't know. For me, it goes through the top of my head. So I can feel myself connecting to the source. And at that point, I start to express the gratitude for the things that the source has already given me and the things that I'm already grateful for in my life, and my husband, my kids, my breakfast yesterday, the things that are about to happen today, all the lessons I've learned in my life, my energy, my effervescence, all these things, my health. You have to start there. Start with the meditation, connect to the source however you choose. I personally would say it out loud. Spirit guides of the highest truth and compassion, I seek to connect with you today. Or you could simply say, I seek to connect with my presence. Something to that effect. I am ready to connect with my presence. And there you are, in the present moment, connecting to the source. That's kind of step number one. Because you have to get your heart and your body aligned firstly with the energy of abundance. And you cannot do that by just sitting in the chair and wishing for it from a place of being selfish. It just doesn't work that way. I didn't make the rules. I'm just following them, and it seems to be working. So let's just stick with what works, shall we? All right. So the next thing you have to do, after you've sat down and you've connected to the source and you've expressed a little bit of gratitude. Joe Dispenza does this in a little bit of a different way, but this is where I started. So I'm going to suggest that you start like this. Connect to the source, express your gratitude. Then I'm sprinkling in Joe Dispenza in this next step, step number 3, which is release the old you. So releasing the old you is essentially because you cannot ask the universe to bring you something that your old self is not aligned with. You essentially have to become a new version of yourself, because your old thought patterns and your old ways of thinking and your old ways of feeling are not aligned with the person or the version of you that has the thing or the experience or the relationship or whatever that you want. So you have to align with that version of yourself. And in order to do that, you have to release some of the old shit that you're carrying around. Remember last time I said, I talked about letting go. We have to let go. So for me, here are a few things on my list of things that I need to let go of. Insecurity, stubbornness, unworthiness. Okay, the list goes on. But pick one thing, just one, that you want to let go of. That you're so your body is so used to holding on to. Like mine, the first one I've been working on is unworthiness. So every day I sit and I say out loud, I seek to release my unworthiness to you, to the universe, so that you maybe organize it into something greater. It's an important step, because without releasing that old version or that old feeling, our bodies have been so used to firing and wiring in these ways that we can't let go of it. We revert back to the old us, and the old us is not getting us the things that we want. Otherwise, why would you be listening to me right now? Right? Otherwise, why would we be on this journey trying to figure this out? Because we have to become somebody better than we were yesterday. Somebody different. Somebody aligned with a higher frequency. Because it's all frequencies, baby. We're here for that shit. We want those high vibrations, not those low vibrations. So release the old vibrations. And again, say it out loud. If you have to write it down, for the longest time, I would just write it in my notes and then repeat it out loud or read it out loud while I was doing my meditation. Okay? So release the old you. Pick a thing, focus on it, choose to release it and say, I release this to you, Source, so that you may reorganize it into something greater, because I know you want to give me all the things that I desire in life so I can be joyous and shine so that other people's lights can shine. That's me. That's me kind of riffing. Okay? So let's review, because we only have one more step to go. First step, meditation. I don't care if it's for only 5 minutes. Step 2, gratitude, appreciation. Okay? For whatever. It could be one thing, it could be 10 things, but show some appreciation for what the Source has already given you. Step 3, release the old you. Something from the old you has to go to make room for the new shit that's going to appear. Step 4, ask for what you want. All right? And this is the easiest, most fun of the steps. So I sat there and I said, universe, please see fit to send me a buyer. Send me a buyer who's going to be excited about living in this house and who just can't wait, loves all the things that I've done to it, you know? And I just said it every single morning, every single day. Please see fit to send me a buyer. I deserve to have a buyer. I deserve to sell this house. I have learned all the lessons that I think I could possibly learn from this experience, and I am ready for you to send me a buyer so that I can move on to the next set of lessons and projects and things that you want me to be learning and working on and experiencing. So it's time. And on top of that, I have put my best foot forward. I did not half-ass this shit. I had to go back and I had to correct all the things that I tried to kind of slip past, you know, just not necessarily like trying to get one over on whoever was buying the house, but, you know, some things were done maybe a little sloppy. So we had to go back and clean some things up. And guess what? Now we're selling that house. So, and that just kind of speaks back to aligned action. Okay? So what can I be doing that is an aligned action that will help me to manifest these things? That check that we got in the mail from the insurance company, let me tell you, they did not want to give it to us. I had to make multiple phone calls, not only to our lazy ass insurance agent, but also to, who else? Oh yeah, the plumbing company, their customer service department, back and forth with the insurance company, back and forth with whoever, I was basically doing everybody's job for them. But you know what? I was willing to do it in order to manifest that money because I knew it was going to be a big fat check. So all I'm saying is, if you don't know how you're going to, you know, do a thing, this is the way to manifest the answer. Okay? Because at the very least, the universe will supply you with some kind of an answer as to what you have to do. Because a lot of times the shit isn't going to appear out of thin air. But guess what? Sometimes it does. So, I mean, I literally got papers in the mail, 25 grand. When does that happen? Like almost like never. You know, you could buy a fucking lottery ticket and boom. I think the Mega Millions is up to like almost $750 million. I think it's time for me to go out and buy a ticket. So I know this episode is running a little long, but I just can't stress enough like how real the power of manifestation is. And I am literally living proof that it is working. I have figured it out. Or at least I'm figuring it out. And now I am on a journey, guys, in 2025. Because I'm like, if I can manifest all this in the matter of just a few months, what can I manifest in 2025 over the course of a year? Like, I am setting my sights high, baby. Because, and I will share with you my goals after we turn the year. Because I have to leave something to the imagination. But suffice it to say, that you can manifest if you practice the steps. And that's another thing. You have to, consistency. Okay. That's like the phantom number 5 step is consistency. Do it every day. Not once a week, not when you're feeling like shit, not when you need the thing, because when you need it, the energy just isn't there. You have to release that energy of need and go into deserve. Okay. You need to go into worthy of and deserve. That's where we're headed in 2025, okay? So if you have questions about this, please let me know. hit me in the comments, hit me in the DMs, wherever you are viewing, my pretty face, okay? Because we can do this together. Like, I can try and coach you on maybe what you might be doing wrong or if you're feeling stuck, because I'm on a roll, guys. I'm on a fucking roll. I mean, not only that, now my cabin build, which has been stagnating for so long, we're about to, our building permits just got approved like this week or last week. I think it was last week. Anyway, it's all happening. It's all happening. And I have to share this message and this excitement with you guys because I just never thought that this could be a real thing. And it really is happening. So follow the steps. I'll review them in the show notes in case you want to come back and take a look or forget or, don't have time to write it down or whatever. And you can always watch this again. That's always an option. And if there's anybody else out there that you feel like might get something out of this, especially since we're going into the new year, let's all manifest what we want. Because when we raise the vibe of the tribe, we're all just, we're all better off for it. So that's going to do it for today, kids. I love you all. Go out there and let's dance, baby. Let's dance into 2025. I'm here for it. Till next time. Ciao.